Okay, why am I laughing? What the fuck? Okay, anyway, welcome to my Asphalt 3 review. This is an introduction to the review. So basically, this game is a sequel of the first Asphalt game, which is pretty damn fun. I will play today, no matter what. And Asphalt 2, which is more like the newer ones, and it's still really good fun. And I've actually reviewed both of these games previously, but the reviews aren't great. And it's been a really long time since I've reviewed an Asphalt game, so I feel like I should have done this review like 3 years ago. No, like 2 years ago or something. Yeah. But this is a review of Asphalt 3, Street Rules. I believe it's being played on the Nokia N-Gage. I'm borrowing footage for this review. But I have played it, and it's quite similar to Asphalt 2, except it's a little bit watered down and it's not so good. Enjoy the review.
Welcome to the Asphalt 3 review. This game is made by Gameloft, who've made all the other Asphalt games. And this is the one on N-Gage, which is in 3D, because there was both a 3D and a 2D version of this game. So the premise of this game is basically the same as the ones previous. You just race through different cities around the world, unlocking cars and tracks, and basically progressing through the campaign and winning every race. When it comes to the amount of content in the game, it's a bit disappointing. There still is a lot of places to race. There's still great cities like Tokyo and Paris. But the car selection is a bit lacking. They've definitely stripped down the amount of cars in the game and the amount of bikes as well, which is a bit disappointing because this means you have less to unlock, and I guess the satisfaction of beating the races is just not as good. Like, you don't get to drive a better variety of cars as you could previously. All the power-ups in the game remain, like the NOS and picking up cash from the road, so things like that are not changed in any way. However, the cop system in the game is the same as well. You still have that wanted bar, and basically you just get chased by police around halfway through the race, or sometimes not at all, and you just crash them out the same way as before. I feel like the sound for the game has degraded a bit. The car sounds do not sound very good, especially not the high performance cars like the Lamborghini. It doesn't sound like a Lamborghini. It sounds like, you know, a muscle car, or, you know, one of those like Bigfoot monster trucks. Doesn't really sound like the engine that it's supposed to have, which is a bit of a problem. I mean, if you want good cars in the game, you also want pretty realistic and good sound, which this game fails to offer. The sense of speed in the game is quite good. They've retained that. I think they actually even made it better than the second game. When you're using the NOS, the cars feel like they are flying fast, which is always good when you have an action racing game. So basically, the graphics in the game have taken a step up, especially in the car models. The other things don't look that much better. They more look the same, which isn't bad. This goes to show that the graphical capabilities of the phones and the Nokia N-Gage at the time were quite alright. But the car models look good. There's more reflection this time around, and I think there's more smoothness to the cars. They don't look so blocky as they used to. The music in the game isn't so great. There's no more Moby, which sucks. And there's no music in the races. This seemed to be a trend up until the newest Asphalt games. And this kind of sucks. You want music in your action racing game because it just gives you more thrill when driving your car. The customization in the game is quite good. It's more streamlined though, and it's not as good as the previous game. There's still plenty of customization options in the game, but it's more simplified, and the description for the parts isn't as good as it used to be. Also, the stats aren't very affected. Like, back then there was more stats for the cars, so you could see which part specifically increases the car's capability. This is kind of annoying, and same goes for the cosmetic. You can really only change the color and the rims. Other than that, the customization is a little bit more lackluster, but it's still quite good, especially compared to the newer games in the series. Also, for the car customization part, they somehow felt the need to have the better parts decrease stats, and this became a trend for a little while, and I don't understand why they decided to do this, where you have the better tires maybe increases the grip, but it loses acceleration, which makes no sense at all. But it makes it kind of good because maybe you want to strategize how you prefer your car, but I feel like it's unnecessary. They shouldn't have done this, and it was not a very good decision. Okay, so basically the gameplay is the same as the previous games, still insanely unrealistic, but that's okay because this is an arcade racing game. And basically you just drive around the track a few times, come in first place, and move on to the next race. And yeah, the game is unrealistic. The handling is insanely arcadey. You don't even turn around the corners. You drift around them most of the time and gain nitrous and go at insane speeds like 500 kilometers an hour, which is kind of good if you want to play a fun, fast racing game. And yeah, the acceleration and braking and all that is just pretty exaggerated. But it's all good. It fits the game, and that's what matters. Overall, this game is quite good. It's better in some ways than Asphalt 2, but it's also not as good in some ways in Asphalt 2. But overall, it's slightly worse than Asphalt 2 because there's less content, even if the graphics in the game are slightly better. But overall, I'd give this game a 7.5 out of 10. It is still worth checking out. It's a pretty good game, and it will keep you entertained for a bit of time. But yeah, it's also shorter than Asphalt 2. But it's okay because it's a phone game, and phone games are usually more of a quicker pace than normal handheld games. So that's it for this review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys later.